year, ISCE is our remarkable themes about empowering communities and nations for a golden futures, the role of higher education in achieving inclusive development. These themes remind us that true empowerment begins with knowledge meets compassion, where the higher education becomes not just a system, but a force to build inclusive societies. But before we begin our sessions, let us take a moment to pray together. For those of who are a Muslim, please pray according to the faith, and for others, we invite you to take a moment of silence reflections. May today's seminars bring inspiration, new perspective, and meaningful collaborations that lead us toward and brighter for inclusive futures. Okay, thank you so much. So, today's event will feature our esteemed panelists. First, Associate Professor Dr. Denny Harmanto from De Montfort University, United Kingdom. And second, Associate Professor Dr. Insinyur Eko Nurmianto, MNSC, DERT from Institut Teknologi 10 November, Indonesia. And third, Real S. Romero, DBA, CIFMP, CDMP, LPT, University of Mindanao, Philippines. And fourth is Dr. Sazwin Mataib, University Teknologi Malaysia. And of course, we also honored by the presence of the President Reagal, Mr. Raihan Maulana Raizan, BA, MA. Before we proceed, allow me to briefly introduce about the Reagal. Reagal is about research and global alliance. Is about the international academic organization committed to advancing education, research, and community empowerment. Reagal serves a bridge to connect students, scholars, and professionals across the country through various initiatives ranging from the international conferences, community seminars, research publication, youth development programs, and global collaborations. The missions of Reagal is simple yet powerful to cultivate a generations of global thinkers and change makers who contribute to inclusive and sustainable development through knowledge, innovation, and empathy. So, through these events like ISCE 2025, Regals continues its dedications to building stronger communities and empowering future leaders around the world. And now, let us, as a symbol of our unity, pride, and respect for our nation, let us stand together and listen to the Indonesian national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise and join us in this solemn moment.
Indonesia, ku bangsa
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. And now we kindly invited the president of Reagal, Mr. Raihan Maulana Raizan, BAMA, to deliver his opening remarks.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you joining us for the International Seminar on Community Empowerment 2025. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Raihan Molnarizan, and as the president of Regal, it's true honor to welcome this global community of scholars, practitioners, and leaders. My sincere gratitude goes out to our distinguished professors, doctors, speakers, and guests. We are gathered under a profound and urgent theme, empowering communities and nations for a golden future. The role of higher education in achieving inclusive development. The urgency lies in the global reality. Rapid progress exists, but its benefits are often uneven. We must ensure that our future is one of inclusive development, where every community and every nation benefit from growth. Why is the role of higher education pivotal right now? Because we are uniquely positioned at the intersection of knowledge creations, talent development, and community impact. We are not passive observers, and we know that we are the essential engines of social change. So, this seminar is our commitment to move beyond abstract theory. We are here to focus on the translating academic insight into tangible, measurable, and sustainable solutions for the real world, whether it can be economic empowerment, or health, or even digital transformation. The true value of this forum is collaborations. I urge you to use this session ahead to engage deeply, challenge assumptions, and force the strong international network needed for meaningful action. Let us commit to ensuring that the powerful ideas generated today directly result in effective, ethical, and also community-driven change for tomorrow better world for us. The golden future we speak of depends entirely on our collective will to move from learning to doing. And also thank you again for your infallible commitment to empowerment on this event. With that, it is my great pleasure to officially declare the International Seminar on Community Empowerment 2025 open. Let the discussion begin. Thank you so much. That's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Raihan, for the inspiring remarks. Okay, before we proceed, here's a quick overview of today's agenda. So we will begin with the parallel sessions where presenters will share their community empowerment projects in their respective breakout rooms. And after that, we will reconvene in the main room for our panel discussion session, so featuring for our distinguished speakers. And we hope today's program will inspire all of us continue empowering communities through education and also collaborations. Okay, now we'll now proceed to the parallel session. So participants, please follow your session chair's instructions and select the breakout room according to the assigned topic. And if you encounter any technical issues or maybe our technical team is ready to assess through the chat or Zoom help features. And once the session concludes, please return to this main room to join the panel sessions. Okay, thank you, and we wish you all the best in the presentations. Maybe if you guys have any trouble, you can chat to the comment, and our technical team will be assist you guys.
Invite you presentation now. Your time is 20 minutes. Please, the floor is all yours. Thank you very much.
Suara nih dah. Ojo rame-rame. Yes. Thank you very much. It would be nice if we start from all participants opening the camera and we take a photo together. What about that first minute is something like that? If not, we can continue because Mr. Aulia Lukman Aziz is already start. It's already start the time. Yeah. Okay. Everybody in all over the world, nice to meet you. Good day, madam and miss you, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maybe the moderator can you help me to open? Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Okay, my presentation entitled Empowering Community and Nations for a Golden Future, Digital Transformation and Technological for Empowerment. Yeah, so my name is Eko Nurmianto. Yeah, next please. Yeah, this is my curriculum vitae. Yeah, I think you can follow the short. Which one do you like? The most interesting one, it's up to you. Yeah, that's all my curriculum vitae. Next, please. Yeah, next, please. Yeah, next, please. Yeah, okay. The objective of empowerment communities development. Oh, stop. Yeah, developing the group of people who are economic and socially independent, help peace and comfortable in social life, improving thinking, reading, writing, and everything. Next. Yeah, at this time, empowering is for supporting SDGs, sustainable development, to maintain, to to sustain our planet and partnership, people and peace, yeah, and of course prosperity. Next. Yeah, as we know, SDGs comprises from 17 component, yeah, and I didn't read this component. I think all of you have already recognized this one. Next, please. Yeah, in Indonesia, empowering community empowerment in higher educations uh, is also synergies, education, research, and community empowerment. In higher education, community empowerment is comprises of education, research, and empowerment. I will not mention about education and research because that's out of my point of view. My point of view is about community empowerment. And the next the next PPT PowerPoint will discuss about what the key performance indicators to measure the community empowerment. Next, please. Yeah. Empowerment community focusing on from that I will focusing on uh, blue if you like. Yes, next please. Next please. Yeah. In community environment, the target and the outcome, for example, the development of human resource, increasing turnover per year, and also as well as outcome, uh, we, we should have the conference use public paper, also the technology, machinery, and everything for the people who been trained. Yes, please. Next slide, please. Next, please. Yeah. So after we creating a proposal for training and coaching the participant in the rural area, we also train the lecturers and students in university. In this slide, for example, the activity as we train in Medan, Jayapura, and several part of Indonesian regions by using key performance indicators in Dikti. Next, please. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay. This
Prof. Echo,
is the
I think we're encountering some connection issues with your.
sorry. Koneksi internetnya kurang baik. Okay. Is it now is all right?
Yes, you may continue now. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This, yeah, well, potential of yeah,
I think the connection is bad
you
again.
can
Prof, I think the connection is not we are struggling to get you clearly.
slide.
I think can try to turn off the video. Maybe it will help the connection.
Okay, maybe you can turn off the video and maybe have the connection. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, Prof, I think you are audible now. You may continue. And I also think turning the video off might also help if the problem still persists. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's now it's much better, the connections, because I end up with the second power of internet, if you like. Okay, Mr. Jawu?
Yes, you may continue, please.
Yeah, thank you. Slide PPT, please. May you present my slide PPT? Yes, okay. Can you listen my voice, please? Can you hear?
Yes, you are audible now. You may
Yes,
continue.
yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, what I present now is one example of how to choose or how to analyze the potential of small medium enterprise in one district called Sidoarjo. So this call in one district we can find 17 area potential which we can do, which we can empower people in that area. As you see from this figure, there are several pictures which we can choose and select which one we can give the solution for the people in that area. Next, please. Yeah. For example, first example from my presentation is, for example, in the coastal area. Yeah, in the coastal area. Hang on. Yeah, in the coastal area, the picture where I circle, that's the problem. That's the problem. The situation before the previous situation. This is two type of city in Lamongan and in Probolinggo. Yeah. So these two cities is situated in the coastal area. And the problem is I circle with the yellow color. Yeah, so from that, uh, we train the people with several activities, and until they all have the increasing the economy, increasing the prosperity. Yeah. Okay, next please. Okay. This slide, we are going to discuss about the coffee potential in Wonosalam, Jombang. Yeah. So this is when we analyze the participant or the society in Wonosalam, just the slight area of Mount Anjas-Moro. Yeah. So we analyze the partner identity, problem, and solutions as written in this slide. Yeah. So we analyze the target partner, we evaluate the problem and give them solution. Yeah, you can make a question to me after this session about what the problem, what solution, something like that. And the technology that I've given to the society is called a roasting, coffee roasting, like mentioned in this picture on the right top hand side. Okay, next please. Yeah, this is the activity during the technology application and impact of that area of Monosalam. This is the activity, product technology and innovation, as well as the impact for and increasing the knowledge, increasing the understanding and digital marketing and everything. Yeah, we group of people of lecturers and students who giving the training and technology transfer to that society. Next, please. Now, this is the example of the product, yeah, result and output of the product. In Indonesia, we call it kopi rempah, kopi susu rempah, kopi jahe warm, kopi gula, and so on. Yeah. So we make it in real. We train them how to sell this, how to package this all the product. Next, please. Yeah, this is the documentation activity during the marketing of coffee of Wonosalam. This also how to produce the coffee, how to sell it, even Bupati or Kapolres Jombang, yeah, the chief of the police in city of Jombang is also participated in this marketing. Next, please. Yeah, okay. The next one, the third one is empowering in Kebun Alam EcoPrint. EcoPrint is, what do you call it? It's like batik. Yeah. Batik is local wisdom in Indonesia. And this is particularly EcoPrint. This is designed and made by using leaf. You see, leaves, the sewage of leaf is situated everywhere around us. So we collect it and we train it and becomes eco-print. You can see after this slide. Next, please. Yeah, this is the activity of socialization, training, and application of technology for increasing eco-print product. As you see, we can also increase the technology, the marketing, and business management. Next, please. Yeah. Yeah, this is the training. This is the place where we train the participant. Next, please. Yeah, this is also the output, yeah, output of the activity that we have to produce, and we are going to evaluate by DICTI. DICTI is high education degree in Indonesia, Minister of High Education. Next, please. Nah, oh, yeah, next, please. Yeah. Now, this is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because from this slide, we can see the increasing level of empowerment based on the aspect of training given. There are three training sessions, like the training of Sibori, also the training of omni-channel and BMC, business model canvas, and diversification product. As you see in the three pie chart, the blue one is the knowledge of the participant before we giving the training. And you can also see the numbers of the capacity or the increasing knowledge of the participant in the rural area. Yeah. Okay, 3 minutes left. Next, yeah. Okay, this is the activity. Next. Okay, this is the business matching activity during the program. Next, please. Now, this eco-print exportation also presented here. So there are many native speaker, native buyer from Turkey, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Spain, Thailand, Japan, maybe from Africa. Yeah. Okay. Next. Next, please. Yeah, this is the correlation between the potential of small medium enterprise in Indonesia, and the right-hand side is catalog of the product, catalog of the machine to be to give to the participant. Next, please. Yeah, this is the appropriate technology innovation for global community empowerment. So that's what I've done. Yeah, and the left-hand side, I collect all machinery technology with my friends of lecture and student, and the right-hand side is just that's the activity for 2025, if you like. Next. Yeah, this is dissemination. The technology after we give to the participant, we disseminate appropriate technology innovation into industrial design patent to campus, government, and community. This is situated in Universitas Negeri Malang that I've been given about last year. Next, please. Yeah, I think that's all. My presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much. I pass through moderator, Mr. Zafo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Prof. Eko, for that wonderful, comprehensive, and insightful presentation. Thank you so much. I think those insights are
You are welcome.
They are very well captured. Now we move on to our second speaker, who is Dr. Sazwin Mat Taib. Dr. Sazwin is a senior lecturer at University Technology Malaysia with over 2 decades of experience in sustainability, environmental management, and development science. She actually holds a PhD and a master's degree as well in development science from Hiroshima University in Japan. And she has served as a UNFCCC certified transparency expert reviewer and also an IEEE certified authorized lead assessor in AI ethics and governance. Her research focuses on responsible AI, ESG implementation, and sustainable innovation systems in developing economies. And in 2025, she was actually recognized among the 100 brilliant women in AI ethics by Women in AI Ethics. That is absolutely outstanding. So Dr. Sazwin, you have 20 minutes for your presentation. The time is all yours. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jawo, for the very kind introduction. So I'm sharing my slide. Is it visible to you guys?
Yes, your slide is visible and you are audible.
Right. So let me start. Thank you so much for the organizer for having me here. So I'm Shazwin from University Technology Malaysia. So I would like to share some of our experience in organizing community engagement related project. So before I move, I would like to introduce our institution. We are from University Technology Malaysia, the oldest technology institution in Malaysia. We have three campus. Our main campus is in Johor Bahru, just 1 hour drive from Singapore. And we have a Kuala Lumpur campus. That is where I'm based at, and we also have every campus in Pagoh, Johor as well. So we have 9 faculties located in Johor Bahru, which is mainly engineering based, And we have 3 faculties based in Kuala Lumpur, which is focusing more on transdisciplinary research and studies. And the latest additional faculty is Faculty of AI, where I just transfer and joining the faculty focusing on responsible AI as well as transparency, sustainability reporting. So UTM opened our community engagement project through these 5 focus area. I would say that our team started with environmental sustainability focus as main, but slowly we, while engaging and producing our research and engaging with the community, we found that actually all these 5 elements is needed when we are planning for a community engagement project. And our work in UTM is for community engagement being endorsed and recognized through this CE star rating or community engagement star rating, where our project is only considered impactful if we manage to produce a 3-star rating above, which means if you can see the movement here is more, it's not about project anymore, but it's about the ecosystem and how we transfer or nurture the community. So for today, I would like to share our journey, my team journey from how we start our community engagement from research, which is community-based participatory research, to community-based learning, where focusing more on student engagement, as well as our current community engagement, which is more on community knowledge transfer. So why higher education institution is important? I would like to bring all of us here to shift our understanding. We are not actually, the challenge is really vast nowadays. We are required to empower the nation. Empower means it's not only from co-creation, we also have to ensure that what project that we introduce or bring to the community is sustained. And this is what we learn throughout our engagement. We learn that we can't sustain if we don't have a co-ownership with community, because some communities is really high in spirits, but they don't really have access to the suitable resources. And these resources not only dollar and cents, but also us as a capacity building enablers. And some communities have know-how which is more advanced from us in university, meaning that that is what is needed in the by local people, but they don't have the connection or stakeholders or networking to boost what their knowledge is. So here comes higher education institution. We need to serve as a bridge, which is what we learned from our research, from our teaching and learning, and applied with community as a living lab. Right, so one of the regional-based project that we learned before is under CLMB project, where Malaysia with Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam research grant project. So this project is only short-term project, 6 months project that we did previous in 2016. And this project is really research-based, where we try to cultivate algae for the usage of oyster feedstock community or Vietnamese farmers. So what we focusing is on the cultivating the algae. We have the knowledge, we have the research component is proven from our research journal, etc. However, when it's time to bring to the community, what we learn from this project is really local needs. Okay, in case of Vietnam, the site that we work with is along Mekong River, and Vietnam case is at the bottom part of Mekong River. So they have this issue of controlling pollutions, and there's also have an issue on uncertainties of how the oyster can be produce a sustaining for entrepreneurship, sustained entrepreneurship. So we also find that for this research-based engagement, it's very difficult to sustain. If you run out of the research fund, then it's difficult for us to ensure that the project will go on without us being there in Vietnam. So that's our approach with Ho Chi Minh City universities, and from Malaysia we have few academia involved. From there, we try to see, okay, that's the issue from at the bottom part of Mekong River. So let's see at the upper part of Mekong River, which is Laos. What is their demand? What is their needs? So this time we start with engagement. We try to talk with our CLMB partner, National University of Laos, asking what is actually needed. If we have this, what is the abundance resources in Laos that we can produce locally and right away being used in Laos. So from this project, what we learned is we try to bring our knowledge in water hygiene, how we can use this biomass abundance resources, which is water hygiene, to use as low-cost soil treatment medium. And here in this research is only 6 months as well, and we learned that 6 months is actually needed. Short term is important for community-based engagement. So in this project, what our big issue is on language barrier. We really have issue on language barrier. This is where we train our student as a trainer so that they can train community people to use water hygiene product, meaning that we harvest water hygiene in Laos, Vientiane, and work with the local laboratories to produce and check all this performance of the material and use with a community. However, the one that we learn basically is teach to teach. What our approach may be teach to serve. You know, we only have this knowledge to produce the products, but community need to have knowledge to continue the session. So we need to have module. We don't have local-based module to produce and ensure that this initiative is replicable. So we need to have a local trainer. So from this, we start to empower ourselves, producing more local-based teaching module, so that we can have trainer replicate engagement with community. So that is actually what we focus into for like 2 years until we being stuck by COVID. So we start engage back with community engagement project after we improve our teaching module. So this is what we currently doing. We have a community knowledge transfer program, KTP, with which we work with Polynema, Polytechnic Negeri Malang. And this is funded by Knowledge Transfer grant, and is actually ongoing. So what we're doing now is we know that we try to come up with co-own project, meaning that we need to have as much as possible local, local champion. So this is where we start from early on the engagement, and with our local partner, which is Polynema. And also the community is in Gubuk Kelakar, and we put more efforts in empower or engage with our Gucci partners in first stage, early stage. So this is what approach that we are taking now. We identify Gucci stakeholder. which government entities that need to be aware that and gain their trust before any knowledge transfer being conducted. We also identify local champions from universities that can share on subject matter experts, and so that we don't really have to replicate all over again all those technology that's already there, that we only need to filter and find which is best for that local community. And of course, community, not only the villagers, but also students and NGOs that be enablers and advocates, especially those who can be influencers. Considering current situation, everything need to be uploaded in social media. And of course, the fun and to make the sustain of the project is industries, how we can make use of corporate social responsibility or ESG interest or SDG interest to the industry, so that they can also come and contribute as part of their what you call that, fund and sponsorship benefits. Right, so this is methodology that we are currently taking into. Meaning to say that we think that it's really important for us to do this preparation and planning and ground setting in advance before we start to having understand what is the needs of the community. And also it's important for literate and also nurtured for to ensure sustainability of the project. So what we did is before we start, we share on Malaysia case study. This is our counterpart, Pak Aklis, who come to Johor, and we bring to some what you call that point that our collaborators, local collaborators that we have been working into, so that our partner Polynema can view and understand what we have been achieved in Malaysia and what can be transferred to the community. And we also study what is there in Gubuk Kelakar and what is the direction. Rather than we come and introduce something new, we try to align with what already being on the table, that already being focused into by the community, so that we can by the municipality, so that we can come and serve as to support what they already identified. And we also understand that the importance of having a trainer among the local community. So we start to have a mini training of trainer with our strategic partner with Polynema, and they also start to engage with community, identify what actually they need in terms of solid waste management initiatives. And as I mentioned, Gucci is part of the very important approach that we want to highlight. So we had a very engaging session with potential universities, and from our visit we straight away get their alhamdulillah the collaboration and intention is really warm. We're being welcomed by these 4 collaborators, and they immediately share what potential project that they can replicate in Gubuk Kelakar. And part one of the partner is Brawijaya University. So start in touch with Pak Aulia from this project as well. And another things that we try to inject in this project is on digital education tools. For whatever project, I think data collection is really important, despite of what being shared by Pak Eko just now. Data collection and is important. So we try to cache this data of awareness through using the digital tools so that we can try to see how gamification tools can be adopted in this situation. And of course, we for solid waste management, it's very local centric approach, local centric solutions. Hands-on is really important, and for me, even though we speak similar language, but still, when I teach in Bahasa, some of my language is still difficult to understand. So I need to learn more. And it's good because I can, even though we thought that it's a similar, but tapak pelupusan we don't have in Bahasa. It's like, so it's a good, what you call that, knowledge sharing for me as well. And moving forward, we need to identify what is the needs of community. So it's task of our strategic partner Polynema to produce a module. What is the best module that we can share with the trainer, and so that the trainer can keep this initiative ongoing. And they are the one who championing the initiative. So this is what we learned from our previous situation or project in Malaysia. After project in Laos 2017, from 2018 to 2020, we tried to produce module. So our module, we start with very condensed module, but we understand that need to be in local language and infographic so that they can understand what is actually the resources that they can save. And after they save after they manage to ensure that they can segregate the waste that they have here, so they need to know the quantity and quality of the materials is very important so that they can produce a product. So here is one of the example of a module that we distribute and teach our community how to produce soap from used cooking oil. So they can use coffee grind husk, they can use local herbs, they can even use honey. Some of them have my honey as a part of the product of the community. And we also have eco bricks modules so that the community can handle their plastic waste and microorganisms for bio-based product or bio-based waste. Okay, so this is among a module that we hope that we can replicate to Nubu Kelakar community based on what they have, based on what their need is. And this is the team. So I think that's all. My time is up as well. So please keep in touch. Our project is still ongoing, and we still need more of you guys jump into the picture as a volunteer or as a subject matter expert and so on. So for that, I end my sharing session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sazwin, for that very, very informative and insightful presentation. I think it carries a lot of information, and we are very, very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we proceed with the next speaker, who is Dr. Reli S. Romero. So Dr. Reli is the program head of the entrepreneurship program at the University of Mindanao in the Philippines. He holds a professional certification as a certified financial market professional, a certified digital marketing professional, and a certified advanced equity analyst from Bloomberg International. Dr. combines academic leadership with practical entrepreneurial experience, particularly in the area of agribusiness and finance. His commitment actually centers on empowering young entrepreneurs and fostering or nurturing innovation for business recovery, as well as sustainable growth in Mindanao and beyond. Dr. Reli, the floor is yours. You have 20 minutes to share your presentations and your insight. Please welcome and proceed. Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon and good day to everyone. I hope my audio is audible. Is it audible, Mr. Jawo?
Yes, you are
Okay,
audible.
that's good. Give me 30 seconds to present my presentation. So it was made using the Canva applications.
Okay, no problem.
So I hope it's already visible.
Yes, it is visible now. You may proceed.
Okay.
Maybe,
All right. All
maybe
right.
you
So
want to expand. Yes, it is visible. It's full
okay.
screen.
Okay, that's it. So yeah, good day again. So before I start, I would like to thank Professor Echo for inviting me to participate as one of the speakers for this
Hello.
event. Thank you, Dr. Echo. Highly appreciated your invitation was highly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you
So
very much. You are
basically,
welcome.
yeah. So
Yes.
basically, I will be focusing on my topic will be focusing on how to transform young people to become a young entrepreneurs like myself. So basically, in the Philippines, it's very challenging to have an entrepreneurial culture given the the origin or the traditional mindset of young Filipinos that we are very focused on looking for employment. In short, we are known to be as job seekers, not job makers. So basically, my topic focusing on transforming theories to practice, developing an effective framework of entrepreneurial education. So basically, the main objective for this framework is to produce young entrepreneurs for Mindanao's brighter future. So basically, again, I am Dr. Real S. Romero, so the program chair of BS Entrepreneurship Program of the University of Mindanao, located at Davao City, Philippines. So basically, let's start first. What's my motivation in formulating and implementing the framework? So basically, I recognize being a young entrepreneur myself. So I recognize the importance of entrepreneurship and MSME development. So as you can see, it's very clear that entrepreneurship and MSME development would contribute in job creation, government revenues, as well as availability of new products and new goods and services. So basically, these three are known to be effective tools or important or significant contributor to the economic growth. So as you can see, by creating young entrepreneurs, they will hire new employees, and these employees will contribute taxes, as well as the new businesses will contribute taxes. So basically uplifting the economy and providing significant contribution for economic growth. So basically, there was a very serious problem in the Philippines. So as you can see, like what I said earlier, so we were trained by our parents, especially me. So basically, I will use myself as an example. That's why I'm very motivated to implement this framework, because me, myself, and I I I I was exposed to this kind of traditional culture of which I need to go to school, I need to be good for me to find a good job. So basically, there is no our parents doesn't know that entrepreneurship is also one of the career options that they need to train to their uh what to call this, to their sons and daughters. Yeah, so basically we just know, okay, you go to school, be good and find a good job in order for you to be successful. They did not utter that go to school, be good and be an entrepreneur. So with that problem, so it was deeply rooted traditional belief, hence causing a widening gap between the number of job seekers and job makers. So basically, there are too many job seekers right now in the Philippines. But then again, the problem here is there are too little job makers. So what happened? There are too many job seekers, but the job vacancies are very low. Coupled to the exacerbating to that existing problem is the ongoing AI as well as automation and robotics implementation by different industries. So basically, there's really a drying opportunities in the employment market in the Philippines, adding to my motivation to implement this framework. So basically, this traditional belief of success, which is through employment only, those factors resulted to a very low global entrepreneurship development index of the Philippines. So as you can see in the figure or in the data presented in front of you right now, we are at the bottom 4 if I'm not mistaken. No, in ASEAN region, we are at the bottom 4 of GEDI or the Global Entrepreneurship Development Index. So with that, the government promulgated the Republic Act here in our country. So the government did not sit idle. They promulgated the Republic Act 10679, or also known as the Youth Entrepreneurship Act of 2012. So basically, the law that was created highlights the importance of higher educational institution in developing the entrepreneurial culture, as well as highlights the significant contribution of the higher educational institution in producing young entrepreneurs to narrow the gap between the number of job seekers and job makers. So as you can see, this is my research. Basically, it was conducted in 2021. So we were able to find out we were able to create a framework which outlines the obstacles in pursuing business among entrepreneurship students. So as you can see, the number one barriers towards entrepreneurship and business creation for entrepreneurship students is the individual entrepreneurial knowledge and skills. So again, these results confirmed my personal belief that HEIs, or what we call higher educational institution, has a very critical role in developing entrepreneurial culture of the students of the younger generation by providing them with entrepreneurial knowledge and skills. So without further ado, here's the framework. It's a very simple one. I tell you guys, so the audience out there, it's a very simple framework, but then again, very easy to, as you can see, if you judge this framework, it's very easy to understand, but very challenging and difficult to implement. So like what I said, I presented the problem earlier. So the framework starts in discovery stage. So in discovery stage, this is the most challenging one in all the domains, in all the 5 domains which contains the entrepreneurial process. Discovery stage is the most challenging one because it's very difficult to convert a mindset who is focusing on employment to entrepreneurship. I know that you feel what I felt right now. I'm feeling right now. So it's very difficult to convert a mindset of a person, of an individual who is very focused in making himself or herself as an employee to become an entrepreneur. So basically, this discovery in our curriculum, in BS Entrepreneurship curriculum, it will take them 2 years and a half just to discover themselves. Okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. My belief about employment is just the only source of success is wrong. So basically, during the discovery stage, I will provide them with of course, the importance of entrepreneurship, the introductory part of entrepreneurship. So also, I will highlight the 3 the major ingredients towards entrepreneurial success: financial literacy, of which I am practicing it myself. So investment, so basically the importance of savings, the basic rule of money. So basically, I introduced this to the students of BS Entrepreneurship Program. So basically, also in discovery stage, I taught the students how to transform their business ideas into business opportunities, and basically introduced the students into different opportunities such as business opportunities in manufacturing, business opportunities in service sector, business opportunities in franchising, in e-commerce. So basically in agribusiness, in family enterprise. So basically they are introduced to different opportunities in order to match their personal choice. So for example, if the students want to engage in agribusiness like me, so I introduced them to agribusiness. Okay, this is how agribusiness works. So if the students want to engage in service sector, I have a faculty who's expert who is handling a service business right now. So after everything, from ideas to opportunities, and opportunities, they already finalize it, they start developing their business plan. And another challenging part is the business plan, because they are now going to start analyzing or planning about their business. So basically, they will understand and analyze, critically think about the 5 aspects of business: the marketing, technical or operational plan, and organizational, financial, and socioeconomic aspects. So during the business plan process, so of course, the students will be exposed to different capacity building activities just to enhance their capacity, as well as technical know-how in creating an effective as well as feasible business plan. So basically, after the business plan, given the objective of this framework, which is to produce young entrepreneurs, so they are now the students will be given 6 to 9 weeks of resourcing stage. So basically, during the resourcing stage, they are now starting to find resources in order to implement the business plan. So after the resourcing stage, they need to implement the business plan for 1 academic year. So basically 2 semesters here in our school. So maybe 8 to 10 months just for them to get the BS Entrep degree. So in short, the objective of this framework is to develop, or is to produce young entrepreneurs, like what I said earlier. So I am very particular that the students must experience the real entrepreneurial world, or the real entrepreneurial experience. So given my personal objective of producing, as a young entrepreneur myself, it pains me a lot to see the widening number of job seekers and job makers. So that's why the overall objectives of this framework is to really produce young entrepreneurs, to really allow young people to experience a real as well as actual entrepreneurial experience, or acquire entrepreneurial experience. So that's it, the whole framework. So basically, these are the examples of success stories of this framework, of which, aside from being a success stories for the school, for the University of Mindanao, so it's a success story for my part, being a young entrepreneur myself. Oh, I see a lot of young people becoming like me, and a young entrepreneur. So there's a personal impact as a young entrepreneur myself, producing young entrepreneurs with the help of the university, with my significant contribution, with the significant contribution of government, with a significant contribution of my colleagues here in University of Mindanao. It is very fulfilling on my part to see young people creating their business, to see young people becoming young entrepreneurs themselves. So as you can see, so these are the people, these are my students right now, currently. They are opening their own businesses. So as you can see, it was recently done last September 14. So as you can see, yeah, so it's a very simple business. But then again, I do believe that every big businesses starts with the small ones. So just like if you're familiar with Colonel Sanders of KFC, they started the business KFC was started at their residence, trying to allowing their neighbors to taste Sanders fried chicken, and that's how KFC was born. So basically, I do believe that every big businesses starts with small ones. So who knows that these young entrepreneurs that I am training right now, these young entrepreneurs who are into business right now, will become the next or the future the future Colonel Sanders of KFC. So as you can see, so that's it. So as you can see, there are a lot of business openings. So a Pizza Hut, a food, a manufacturing business. So as you can see, there are a lot of students right now who are opening their business. So it's a very fulfilling on the part of university. Of course, it's an accomplishment of student outcomes. It's an accomplishment of university's objectives, which is to produce young entrepreneurs. And for my personal one, it's a very fulfilling to my part as a young entrepreneur myself, seeing young people like me, so becoming young entrepreneurs themselves. So as you can see, there are a lot of success stories. So this is during the harvesting period. So as you can see, I teach the students how to manage their finances. It's a real money. We are talking about the real money here, real business experience, real entrepreneurial experience, and we are talking about real business management, financial management, and real like what I said, I keep on repeating, real entrepreneurial experience. So basically that's it. No, so this evidence, the evidence says that were presented to you right now are just anecdotal. Right now, I am currently creating a research just to make those anecdotal evidence a research-based one, in order to what do you call this? In order to determine or examine if the framework that I was presented to you earlier was effective in achieving the student outcomes for this program, which is the BS Entrepreneurship. So as you can see, of course, along the process of developing culture, entrepreneurial mindset of the BS Entrep students, so we always put in our mind. I also allow the students to experience how university and community work together in order to build a developed as well as a sound community. Because in business, here in our program, in business education in the University of Mindanao, we believe that business is not only for profitability, but also for the welfare, development, and preservation of the community. So as you can see, these are our activities allowing the students to experience how to handle a community engagement seminar. So this one is a capacity building and providing networks for Bagobo Tagabawa community members. So we allow them to explore connections and networks with the government. So right now we are waiting for the final approval for the funding of coffee, what they call a machine that will cook their coffee in or coffee processing machine, should I say? Yeah, that's a set of machine in order to help the Bagobo Tagabawa to process their coffee, to make it as their final product to be offered in the market. So as you can see, that's it. So we also provide capacity building to youths and single mothers in partnership with SOS Children's Village Davao. So we help them, the University of Mindanao help them how business works in a very practical way, how the business works, the small business, piggery business, a small sari-sari store. If you're familiar with sari-sari store, we help them about the basic aspects of business which I presented earlier. So as you can see, of course, we will not forget about our environment. After all, so we depend we depend solely what we have right now, we owe it to our environment. So we engage our student with tree planting activities. In fact, I cannot find additional pictures about about our environmental engagement. So we visited a lot of places. We visited for example, we visited in Tamugan River, one of our major source for potable water in Davao City, just to do this one. Tree planting, as well as help in the drive of Helix Mining and Development Corporation to restore the forest which was subjected to mining activities. So basically, so we also help the community recover and grow. So there was a time that there was a flash flood here in Davao City. So the University of Mindanao launched the Whirlwind Drive in order to help the community recover and grow. So as you can see in the right side, so you can see school supplies. So we provide school supplies to those young children who cannot afford to have their own school supplies. So as you can see, that would be all. I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening, and I presented here my contact information. If you need additional information, or if you need additional information for these activities, so you can contact me via the following email address. And if you have an online calling card, so using Blink, you may scan this QR for you to have a copy of my personal contacts. So perhaps that would be all, everyone. Thank you. Terima kasih. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Dr. Romero, for that amazing presentation. It's amazing, honestly, really, because looking at your framework, that framework is very, very inspiring, because being able to shift the mindset of the young Filipinos from becoming job seekers to job creators, and at the same time contributing to national development with all the projects involved, I think that totally deserves a commendation. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, actually, Dr. Jawu, I'm still, because it's a personal impact, and because I'm still 28 years old. Just to inform everyone. So I'm still, perhaps I am one of the young people who will inspire my younger generation to become a job makers themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. It's really amazing. I am also an entrepreneur. That is why I feel so much inspired. Yeah, thank you very much. So now we move on to the final speaker. We would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Danny Harmanto. A brief profile of Professor Dr. Danny Harmanto. He is a chartered engineer and a fellow of the Higher Education Academy, currently serving as De Montfort University in the United Kingdom. With over 2 decades of experience in mechanical and aeronautical engineering, he has led research and teaching in areas such as vehicle aerodynamics, renewable energy, product development, and ship design. Professor Danny has also served as a program leader, consultant, and keynote speaker in various international conferences, contributing to academic collaborations between the UK and Indonesia. And his research and leadership continue to advance innovation as well as engineering education globally. So that is a very, very impressive profile. So Prof. Danny, you have 20 minutes for your presentation. The time is all yours. Please, you may proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give me a presentation. I might have a different presentation as my university, my different culture and everything else. But anyway, so hopefully you can see my presentation very soon. There we go. So hopefully everybody can see that. If you can't, please let me know.
Yes, your presentation is seen and you are well audible.
Cool. Yeah. So the title that I actually took is Empowering Communities Through the Education, Skill, and Innovation. So based from what I watch and hear from the three previous speakers, most of them are become entrepreneurship. Well, we actually slightly doing differently with our university. So hopefully this will give you slightly different thing, maybe because of the country different. So first thing is, so this is my background, so make it quick. From the last 25 years, and I am one of the 12 on the accreditation of the UK university. So we go around university to accredit a program. It's only 12 of us that we're doing that, but only on the design side. So I'm now at the associate professor at the Montfort University. So next one. Because that's little me when I graduate. So where is the TMU? So TMU is exactly in the middle of the United Kingdom, or in the middle of England, actually, rather than United Kingdom. And what does the campus look like? So this is London, and that is Manchester. So we are exactly in the middle. So that is our campus. So we have about 4 campuses. So one, we have a TMU in Leicester, which is the headquarter. We also have TMU London, we have TMU Dubai, we have TMU Kazakhstan, we also have APU. We also have the TMU Cambodia. So we have spread over a number of countries, and that is our campus worldwide. So that is 8. Now, I would like to let you know that TMU is the only university actually in the UK has become the hub or been chosen by the UN as the SDG 11, which is actually matched with our conference, basically, or seminar on the community, because SDG 11 is about the community. So only 2 university actually succeed to become the lead university for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. With this one is the Montfort University for the number 11, and the other one is Oxford University for the academic or the science part. So we are actually working with UPN, with this University National Pembangunan Veteran, on tackling the flooding. And we actually put some of the expert to actually work with them. And our associate director of the SGD Impact Hub is Dr. Mark Carlton, and we are the only UK university to be led a global academic. So we're not just working in the UK, but we actually do in the global way of the community. So that is why I said to you, we are actually not concentrated in the UK, but we are actually spread our wing into other countries to help them on how to do that. So I give you only 3 case studies, the one that we actually help other country. Also, I just give one at the bottom there. On this one is for our student. So we still have little help for our student to become the leader in the future. So first one, I will talk about the Montfort University community engagement in Africa, and now we've done a lot in there. And also, this is my funded program, hopefully by with a British Council. It's called Simple, and I will explain a little bit. And then the next one will be the elevating a practical scale, which is the aeronautical engineering front runner role. So we can start on the first one. So this is what we work in Africa. First one is how we actually fostering the entrepreneurship and employment in the Gambia. Now, if you ask me, does the MU have the entrepreneurship program? We do actually, but not many students taking it. We also actually have the incubator, so all students can actually go in after the graduate. They can go into the what we call student the MU hub, and then we can actually train them to be to create the company, but not many students turn up on that. So we actually expanded on. This is the Africa first. So it's a multi-million pound collaboration with the Gambian government. So we actually directly helping the Gambian government to address on the high rate of the youth unemployment and how do you actually stabilize the economic growth. So we actually looking on the fundamental problem, on what the actual problem, rather than we actually making, for example, we just suddenly we create entrepreneurship for it. So we actually, after we find out what actually happening with the youth unemployment, we actually set up the key deliverable for them. So first one is introduction of the new entrepreneurship and employability program into the national curriculum. So we embedded the same as I think the second speaker, that we embedded the program into the national curriculum. And the establishment of a local innovation hub to facilitate the commercial product. This is similar to the UK way. So in the UK, we have the innovation hub in every single, not province, but every single location in the UK. So then you can apply to the local hub and helping the company. So university helping the company instead of that. So usually the company come to us and then ask, is there any funding for them? Then they will do. So we actually implement as well into the Gambia, but slightly different way by doing that. So we try to actually look at the commercialization of a product. So it's not just we looking some product and then we try to make a wig for it, but make sure that the product actually will go longer and further away in the future. So for example, it can be exported, not just for the Gambian only, but it can be for the whole Africa first and then become the international. And then we try to train also the future entrepreneur and developing sustainable local business. So this is what I say, we try to sustain them rather than we just give them the product or we train them and that is it. So we carry on with that. So that is one of the community program that we have in Africa. The next one is the one that actually lead by Professor Muyiwa Oyinlola, and he has done a lot of work in Africa. So similar with what I do basically with Indonesia. So Professor Muyiwa is concentrated in Africa, I concentrate in Indonesia instead. So we have two different things, and some people go to somewhere else. So on this one is actually they looking to try to create it's a clean energy and a waste management. So this one run for 3 years. This project is called CERT. And the MU Global is, we try to link with the MU Global, with this University Flagship International Experience Program. We also link with the Research Center, with this applying academics expertise to the real world development challenges. And the SGD Hub, which is actually linked with the SGD on the low poverty, quality education, and affordable clean energy. So this project is combined 3 of the partners inside the DMU itself, because DMU Global is a separate entity. Research Center, we have a separate entity, and SDG Hub that I presented before, we also have a different entities. Yes, so we got different group that combined into one. And from that, we actually succeeded to apply funding for about 3 million pounds sterling for 3 years. And then this is the focus that to look at economic development and job creation. So basic, and then we try to do the education and entrepreneurship, clean energy, and e-waste management. So on this one, we try to actually educate people on how, for example, you create or try to manage some of the waste, which is from the electric vehicle, and how you convert that to become a clean energy, which is usually we use it for wind turbine for the motor, and the battery will be for the energy restoration or storage. And this one is just working for 1 year, this project, and it sounds pretty good because we got 6 PhD as well. on that. So how does it actually look like? In details, it look like this. So we try to create a circular economy of power, a renewable energy center. So they call it CPROC. So the global is to generate clean, affordable energy for underserved community while tackling the e-waste. So we're looking at Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya only. And the methodology that we do is using circular microgrids. So rather than using a proper energy supply like in Indonesia using a PLN, they're actually using the microgrid instead. And that's new or just a very trend at this moment in Africa. And then try to repurpose the e-waste component such as lithium-ion batteries from used electric cars and energy storage, because lithium-ion you cannot actually recycle pretty well. So from this, it look like this when we actually make it a bigger site. So there are a number of the government. So we got the UK as a main, and you got about 6 government and number of the university that actually works. And we also get a lot of PhD from it as well, which is a full scholarship of PhD. And all of the PhD are from the 6 countries. So they got chosen and they actually train that one. So basically become a sustainable lecture, basically, or sustainable education that you can actually carry on the knowledge throughout. Yes, so it's called a knowledge transfer instead on this. And this one also, oops, I need to move this one a bit down here somewhere. So this is a student-led, so this is TMU Global on this. So basically, we actually send our student to go to other countries to learn on what the other country actually do. I think in Indonesia they call it KKN, I think, or PKL. That is, you actually go, but in the UK, we don't do like that. We actually send the student outside the country, and we will pay not half, but we will give some bursary towards their travel, usually the ticket of the airplane. Engineering mostly go to the Malaysia, go to APU, and the computing is go somewhere else. So on this one, on Africa, we do the Tanzania skill training with the student travel to Arusha, Tanzania to actually teach disadvantaged women a showmaking skill and basic business management leading to sustainable income generation. So why we actually ask students to do that? Because we would like to our student to actually transfer or try to give the knowledge back to the community. And then in the Leicester itself, we try to help the Stephen Lawrence Research Center, which is actually based at Leicester University, to preserve the local African Caribbean community history and archive. So this is one local that we already have a long time ago. Then we also try to wider volunteering. The MU Global facilitates a number of smaller volunteers and academic trips across Africa to focus on education, health, and community building. So we send some of the lecturers or students or even admin staff if they want to actually help on education, health, or community building. So the impact for that, for the student, is gaining high impact and real world experience. So they're actually not just looking in the UK, but they can see what other countries are actually looking at. So they have a global view and also it's real world experience. Next one is developing global citizenship and cultural understanding. So they don't actually get shocked that, in another country, culture is look like that. Plus they can actually make the network. Indonesia is also been targeting on the law that we send our students to Jakarta to understand on how the law of Indonesia work. And the last one, student impact, is enhancing the employability through a practical application of skills. So they actually learn some skill, for example, maybe from the local as well, on how to do things slightly different from what they learn in the class. So this one is my funded program. It's called Simple. The reason is at this moment, Indonesia youth have a difficulty to gain employability through a high profile international company or even national company. Now, this one is similar to our university. We actually provide the student with a high and our curriculum actually keep changing based of what the industry actually would like to have from our graduate. So we have what we call industrial liaison partners, which is we meet every month to actually look at our program, look at the market in the UK, and how we actually going to adjust our curriculum and then try to provide some insight on that. So the lead is University of the Montfort, and partner will be the University Negeri Malang, and this one is through a British Council grant. And the lead is me, and the program is very simple because apparently approximately about 15 to 20% a graduate doesn't get a job based off their subject, especially in engineering way. So therefore, because now the Director General of Research, which is Dr. Fauzan, requesting some that we actually meet on the 7th Cheetah. I forgot the name now. So this is what the project purpose is: try to strengthen the graduate employability and gender equity in Indonesian engineering, because as you know that not many women actually go into engineering. Yes, it's quite handful. And also we try to equip engineering students, especially the women, with advanced digital and computational skill, which is actually lack in Indonesia. Although we have a resource which is quite handy, the Indonesian people actually quite good on programming and the computing as well, because you can see since they are little, they already have a mobile phone. While in the UK, they actually not allowed to have mobile phone yet until they reach certain age. So that is slightly different. So then that is exposed them to a very advanced digital in the early age. So we also try to build an inclusive and skilled workforce ready to drive Indonesian innovation and sustainable growth. So what we try to do in here is try to meet the national development which is aligned on the vision of 2045, which is we need to actually have the AI ready. And the UK now is already have Minister of AI, and we actually push everything to the AI side and the advanced engineering or computing skill. And we try to actually, bridge the gap between the traditional engineering education and modern industry demands, because in international, we actually looking at how much you need to use a computerized, for example, like CFD, for example, or FEA, and not many Indonesian has been exposed to that. So this is the project objective that we actually do, what we call develop a macro credential. So we try to design a flexible course on 3 of this. So we got CFD, we got AI, we also have additive manufacturing with 3D printing. And Indonesia people think 3D printing is just printing a 3D, just printing like little toys or something. It's not. What we teach in here, or we give the knowledge, is the details on how the 3D printing actually developed. And if you can do that, then Indonesia will be much better way. And people can actually make, for example, go back to entrepreneurship, they can actually make the company out of that. Or what we call a 3D printing farming, for example, that will be good. Because then you can sell it worldwide, yes? Because now you can use the internet, so they can send the detail to you, and you can actually run it in Indonesia much cheaper way, an example. And also we try to pilot joint teaching models. So we also teach the lecturer on how we actually teach in the UK and how we actually empowering the student. So we don't actually, I think, sorry if I'm being weird. In the UK, respect is not given but is earned. So we would like to do that the same thing on this one. That you actually need to make the student have an open-minded and also thinking outside the box through the digital and hybrid delivery, which is hopefully we want to have 30 to 50 students. And majority of this, what we would like to have is a woman, about 50%. Okay, in the pilot. And then if we actually work, and then we will give it to the Ristek to actually implement the empowerment women in STEM. This is actually not happened yet in Indonesia. Women is not happening in the STEM a lot. And then we start to build the institutional capacity. So we train the faculty in the digital pedagogic, curriculum co-design, and micro-credentials. So we also have the MOU with the on the double PhD degree and also a double MSc degree. And then we also want to inform policy, like I said, that we try to expand it nationally if possible. So this is some of the outcome. So hopefully you will have the 75% pilot report skill. So because Indonesia student, some of them is like on the English writing report. So we try hopefully to do that. And the academic and the technical writing is slightly different or big different. So we try to give the gap. And hopefully as well, the women in the Faculty of Engineering, especially, will have a great confidence, and also they will be ready for the career ahead of them. So we contribute into 5 SDG. So 4 is quality education, which is industry relevant macro-credential, gender equality, number 5. 8 is actually decent work and economic growth. So hopefully they can get employed, especially on the high capability industry. Industry innovation, and number 9 is reduce inequality. So this one is the last one. I overrun by 3 minutes now, but hopefully will be finished very soon. This is what we call the front runner. So every single program at DMU, even on the admin side, we actually have what we call a front runner program. What is front runner is try to give the student experience on involving in the campus work. So for example, this is mine because I'm under aeronautical engineering. So I actually appoint one the front runner to give them a leadership on how you actually manage your colleague and how do you actually also gain a knowledge based on what you learn, so they can use a workshop, the lab equipment, and why does it matter? It's actually real world. And also apply to the workshop knowledge to complex engineering challenge, because every student that came to the workshop will have different thing. And the front runner, my front runner leadership, has to accommodate all of the problem and try to solve the problem. So we only give them an advice, and he's the one who actually make the decision. So it's become look like a director on the workshop. And the career impact is valuable for the career application and interview, because they can actually say what they actually work and how do they actually tackle the problem heads on. Now, it will be built a strong and evidence-based skill set. So you can actually just not saying that I can do this, but you can actually prove it based on his real work, and also everything is by evidence. So if it doesn't work, then you can actually do nothing. The key message here, beyond the technical ability, success demand an effective teamwork and professionalism in multidisciplinary environment. So he is under me, but also I give them a chief technician to actually help him on the workshop. So this is the way that it works on the project leadership. So it will be heavily involved at the MU Merlin with its unmanned aerial system challenge team. So you have to accommodate anything that actually in there. This involvement cover all phases on the design and build cycle. So start from beginning until the end, and the support, it will have to be done throughout all activities within aeronautical. So if we go to the museum, for example, he has to go with him. He has to go with the students and look after them and so on. This include also the technical support. So he has to be very clever on how to solve a design problem or manufacturing problem. And so the technical aspect that they have, it will be deep expertise in the design, build and testing methodology, project management. It has to be very good on planning, execution, and delivery under the deadlines, because we cannot use, although we have approximately about 20 3D printing, but most of them also share with the mechanical. So you cannot actually just say, I'm going to use it now. You have to plan every single 20 of that 3D printer, which one is going to use, what date, and how long it will take. And also the wind tunnel as well. And professional environment exposures, so experience working within the professional academic. So because he's working with me and also the other lecturer, he has to actually change his behavior and his attitude and the way he speak as well. And this actually, I will go to this straight on. It provides very valuable points for the future careers and develop a comprehensive evidence base. So this is him, the one on the white circle, and that is his statement. So I will let you just read it by yourself. And he's actually now work for Rolls-Royce jet engine as a system operation. So that is the success story. Most of the front runner at the Montfort always have a work once they actually graduate, and actually ours reaching approximately about 96% of our students actually get employed after or before they actually graduate. So I think that is 28 minutes, and the key message from me is higher education role is not limited to the knowledge creation, but to social transformation through inclusive and sustainable action. So we carry on and continue doing it rather than just one hit only. So I think that's it from me, Chair, and thank you very much for that.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Dani. That was a very, very insightful and inspiring perspective. And the global perspective of De Montfort University has really been highlighted, especially for the fact that you have projects going on in the Gambia. I am from Gambia, actually. So that was a very, very much. So now we move on to the question and answer session. We will now open the floor for question and answers, and the total amount is 15 minutes for the entire session. So participants, you are allowed to ask your question. You can raise your hand virtually if you wish to speak directly, or you can type your question in the chat box. So if we have any question, they can come in. So while we anticipate for the first question, I personally have a question that I want to... Yes, I have a question that I want to direct to Prof. Echo before we get the first question. So, Prof. Echo, you spoke about the aspect of community empowerment programs, especially within Indonesia. So I was particularly very curious about the local cultural values. So in your opinion, how do you think the cultural values actually influence the success or failure of the community empowerment programs within Indonesia?
Okay, Do you asking about cultural empowerment in general or in a specific island? Because I'm not clearly listen your statement. Can you repeat once again?
So
A particular, yeah.
you have taken some examples from, I think, Sidoarjo and also from, is it Lombok, something like that? Yeah.
Yes.
So generally, how do you think their cultural values actually influence the success of or failures of the community empowerment programs?
Okay, good. Yeah, that's good question anyway. Yeah, in Indonesia there are many local wisdom if you like. So we have to have a soft heart and soft linguistic capacity and fluency. So from that we can get along with the society, and after that we can make the program and we can work together in that area, in that island or wherever. Yeah. So generally Indonesian culture is very have good hospitality if you like. Like you feel now, you stay in Malang, you see, in Malang everything is all right, yeah, everything under control. Culiner, you can find easily culiner everywhere. Everybody smile. See?
Right.
Yeah, yeah, okay. That's the good investment for anybody, for any people in Asia, Asia Pacific, or all over the world, if you like. So I invite the people all over the world, like you from Africa, like Mr. Rail Romero from Philippines, like Madam Saswim from UTM. I've been in UTM twice, Madam, if you like. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, so England, I twice in England, but not come across with Dr. Dani, unfortunately. Yes, okay. We we all in one family. We can create community empowerment together, if you like. That's my answer, Mr. Chau. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. If anyone from the participants would like to ask a question or maybe comment on something or discuss something, you might raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat box, please.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I have one question for especially Prof. Dani and Prof. Romero, but also Prof. Zaswin perhaps may also support the explanations. I'm sorry because our group from room 3 were coming late when it was your session. My questions for Prof. Dani is that's a great explanations about the empowering of the students' competence and employability crossing nations, to mostly to Africa. But what about that also improve the students' employability a lot? But is there a specific program that support the students' entrepreneurships? Looks like that employability is improved a lot, but not specifically to entrepreneurship. Is it also perhaps in line with the government regulation or something? And the second question can be for all speakers. I am thinking about, especially when it was triggered by the explanations of Prof. Romero about the students entrepreneurships programs. And I am thinking about the participations or the contributions of the alumni? Is it, I think, I mean, is it quite great supporting this performance? I am, what is it? I am eager about knowing about the participation or contributions of the alumni to the young or the junior students. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
So,
Yeah.
do you want me to answer it?
Yes, Prof. I think you
Right.
can proceed.
I think yes. I think at DMU, we're looking at how we actually help the international university or international or country in Africa. Professor Muyiwa is the one who actually very active on exploiting, not exploiting, actually exploring what the Africa countries actually require. And from that, I think the government of Gambia come to the DMU and then talk to the director on what they actually wants to have entrepreneurship in that way, because each country have a different entrepreneurship requirement. So if you think, for example, like let's make it very, very simple between Gambia and Nigeria, it will completely different what they actually require based on the market actually and the country. So in the answer for your question is very, I don't actually know the details of what the entrepreneurship in there, but it was quite successful when the minister of the Gambia actually come to our campus. Like on the picture is the whole delegation for it, and then we actually have a very deep discussion with this. I can't tell you what they are. That's all. But actually, Indonesia can mimic what the Africa done. So I appreciate that, a lot of Indonesian lecturer actually helping, like Dr. Eko also helping a lot of company. But if you actually keep staying on the domestic product, we not actually go to the export, then we will going nowhere. In the DMU with Africa, for example, they make, for example, to solve the problem of the heat, for example, the housing, they actually put bottles. So we implement bottles with mud, for example, and that actually produce a very sustainable housing for, the unfortunate or the poverty people in the very deep in Africa. We have a journal paper for that as well on how we actually do. We do the CFD analysis as well. So it's real, and that is actually is the whole Africa now doing that. Now, if for example, an example only, this is what I feel about Indonesia. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say this, but it's my country. If, for example, if Indonesia Ministry of Dikti actually can expand and asking the people, look, why don't you come here, and then helping us, and then to expand us like in the Africa. Africa doesn't pay, by the way. UK government pay everything. Indonesia never asked that, and they always thinking, oh, we have to pay. No, even you have little funding, it's okay. But the admin behind of Indonesia, my God, is horrendously difficult. In the Gambia, there is not much admin side. So, like what Dr. Eko done with coffee, for example. How far does it go, for example? Does it actually just in there for them momentarily? Or we can actually go further than that. An example, we actually can export it, for example, to Malaysia, for example. How do we actually do that? So that will be expanding what we call the entrepreneurship rather than be stuck in it. And also, Dr. Reagal also mentioned that, in the Asia, we actually been taught you have to do this and you have to do that. It is right, And if you don't have money, you got nothing. Yes? Well, it is true as well. And most of us has been forced to become entrepreneurship. In the UK, it's the opposite way. You become the technologist. That means you produce technology for the people to use and you get more money for that. That is the different thinking behind it. You don't. And not many students, our students become entrepreneurship, by the way. Most of them are working in the high-end company. All of them. That is the two different things. This is why I want to know, entrepreneurship is good because we've been forced, because it's the condition of Indonesia. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, that's hopefully answering your question, Bu Lindiawati.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't read.
Thank
Have
you.
to get clear.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
So I think for the next response from Dr. Romero, if we can make it quite brief because we are actually running out of time. Sorry, we have just I think 5 minutes. So we will take one more question after your response. Dr. Romero, please.
Okay, so actually, by the way, thank you for that question, Professor Lindewati. So basically, I will respond to your first question, which is the program for students. So actually, here in our university, we're implementing 2 programs for my students in order for them to be competent business owners or young entrepreneurs themselves. So basically, we have on-site business incubation program, of which the University of Mindanao will provide the facilities where the students can incubate their ideas and transform those ideas into a real business. So the second one is we have a off-site business incubation program. So basically, I have some students who are already experienced business owners themselves. So they decide to have their business plan implementation outside the university. So, but both programs will undergo intensive training. I will assist them by providing them with the capacity building. So, for example, we have partnered with DTI for the Kapatid Mentor Me program, the KMME program, of which the DTI, the Department of Trade and Industry, or the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, if that's the right term for in your country. So we'll provide seminars for marketing, e-commerce, digitalization, and even effective pitching for funding source. As to the role of alumni, Professor Linyawati, so their role in my program is, of course, to be the speakers. Given their actual experiences in business, they can provide the necessary they can share their actual experiences in business in order to encourage my students to be young entrepreneurs themselves. Also, they act as one of my program advisory council members, of which they are responsible in reviewing my curriculum. And finally, even in providing funding and capitalization for my students, they are also interested. In fact, I'm also an alumni of this university. I have two alumni, graduates of BS Entrep, that I am one who's funding them for their business right now. I'm giving them the money because I have no time to do the operational part and the business management part. Okay, I said to my alumni, I have money here. Can you grow my money? So basically, that's it. I help the student, I help that graduate in order for them to start this business with the help of my financial backing. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that wonderful answer. So due to time issue, we will just take one more question from the chat. So there's a question from Ahmad. Ahmad, question is directed to Dr. Sazwin. So
Right.
Ahmad,
Yeah, I think I can take right away. Thank you, organizer, and thank you for the question. I think for what we learned throughout the process, in nearly 10 years for us to contribute ourselves for cross-country community engagement, from our experience, we change our approach from co-create to co-own. It's not about how good or how advanced the technology is if it's not belong or it's not adaptable at the community. So it's really community based. So we learn that whatever that we want to proceed to in order to sustain is need to be adaptable, and it's not really with a high what you call that injection of income. Resources is important. So if we using local resources, not only dollar and cents, not only money, but also capacity building, human power, industry, that is will help us a lot. And understanding as well as keep repeating is also important. I really appreciate the question on alumni. Yes, alumni really, really one of the resources that we should make use of. And for example, we have a lot of international students in our country. So make use of them because they are our link, they are our contact. They are the one who will help us and reach and contribute to other countries as well. So I think that's all that I can respond. Hopefully, I answer the question.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you everyone. So that brings us to the end of the questions and answers. So I will move on to the closing remarks. So before we end, I would just like to invite each of the speakers to share a brief closing remark. So if we can do that, please, 1 minute each to summarize your key message or your key takeaways for today's audience. So first we start with Prof. Echo, if Prof. Echo is available. If not, then we move with Dr. Sazwin. Please go ahead. 1 minute. What is your final closing remark? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I believe this is the beginning of our collaborations. We shared a lot of what we have been doing, and of course, we are looking forward to contribute more and explore more contribution. And of course, you guys are in the one who in this medium is the one who will enabling it. We here is only to open the door and also initiate the opportunities. So you are the player, you are the advocate. So there's still a long way to go. That's all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Sazwin. So we move on to Dr. Romero. Please, your closing remarks. 1 minute, please. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, I would like to thank the organizers for this activity. It's highly appreciated that, of course, as we all know, learning is a two-way process, right? So I learned a lot from different speakers, particularly to Dr. Dani and Sajvin and Dr. Echo. I learned a lot about their practices. So basically, one thing that I can say as my message, let us work together in build, or maybe we can collaborate, or let us work together in unison in creating and producing young entrepreneurs, because I do believe that we are the next generation of entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are very vital and significant for economic growth, economic development, and of course, for the success of our country as a whole. So let us work together. As what Henry Fayol said, is pretty core. In union, there is a strength. We cannot do it as a speaker, like Doc Shazwin said. We cannot do it alone. We are just a provider of capacity building, technical know-how, but the organizers like you can provide an avenue of which to make this theoretical discussion real. So after all, that's why I keep on mentioning the term real, because I am here to impart reality. After all, my name is Real. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So we move on to the to Prof. Dani. Please, your closing statement. The time is yours.
Yes, thank you very much. I would like to thank the organizer of inviting me and give me the opportunity to share our way of collaborating with others and community building. Also, I also felt very valuable of learning from Dr. Normento, Jasmine, and also Dr. Romero. It's actually slightly different from what we used to in the UK, but I'm from Indonesia. And the other thing is, like Dr. Romero saying, please do not just this panel and then we finish, and then I think we have our WhatsApp now, so we can join together and then try to develop even more. But we are actually from the education way, so we can actually change the mind of the students to get better, and we can incorporate our knowledge to that. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you so much. I definitely like the collaboration spirit. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this panel session, so allow me to once again extend my heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you. Dr. Sazwin, once again, Dr. Romero, Prof. Eko, and Prof. Dani, thank you all for your valuable contributions and insights. It was indeed a very, very great and amazing session. So much insights and so much knowledge has been said. And of course, to the organizers as well, and to all participants that joined us, thank you for your active engagement and the questions that were asked by Prof. Lindia Wati and everyone that is online here. Your presence has really made this session meaningful as well as enriching. So on behalf of the organizing committee of ISCE 2025, I now formally close this session, and I would like to hand it back to the Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much once again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to all of our speakers for sharing such as a valuable insights and perspective also. And the discussion has truly broadened our understanding of how higher education can drive inclusive development and empower communities globally. And thank you also to our moderator, Mr. Muhammad Jawo, for skillfully guiding the discussion. So now we have now reached the final part of today's event, the awarding and closing ceremony. So we would like to recognize the best presenters from each breakout rooms, the best presenters of International Seminar on Community Empowerment 2025. The first is Girindra Megapaksi. The second is Ferry Prasetya. The third is Nayaka Arta Wicesa. Fourth, Dimas Fajar Safa Fadila. And the last is Yene Widya Prihatiniangti. Congratulations to all awardees. Your dedication and contribution to academic research are truly inspiring. Okay, once again, congratulations to all best presenters. Okay, so before we officially close this event, let's take a group photo together. So please turn on your camera and give your best smile for the screenshot. Okay, maybe I want to wait for all of you guys to open the camera. Okay, maybe I want to wait until 17:22. For those who everyone unprepared, so maybe you guys can prepare first so we can take a photo group together. Okay, there is 2 slides. Okay, maybe we can start now. Okay, 3
Ini juga
2
ikut ini artikel aku presentasi.
3 2
Sebagai
1. Okay, wait. Okay.
Halo.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. May I join?
Yes, Mister. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, once again, 3 2 1. Okay, nice. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much to all participants. And the seminar is closes. So before we are officially close today's event, please make sure you have filled in the attendance form, share in the chat box. This will help us to record your participation and send your e-certificate afterward. On behalf of the organizing committee of ISCE 2025 and Research and Global Alliance Reagal. We sincerely thank all speakers, moderators, presenters, and participants for your activity, engagement, and support throughout this event. May today's discussion spark with the collaboration and empower us to all of the build and better futures. Thank you once again and have a wonderful evening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and see you next year.
Waalaikumsalam.
See you, everybody.
Thank
See
you.
you. Thank you
Bye-bye.
so
Thank
much.
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Terima
you
kasih.
for all the
See you.
speakers.
Terima
Thank you,
kasih.
everyone.
Kaisan na ko na.